Attack on Titan's final chapter came out a little bit over 2 years ago to mixed reception. In case you don't remember, some people were praising the ending and other people were calling it utter trash.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
But today, we're going to take a look at some of those people who decided to take matters into their own hands and explore their own endings, write their own manga chapters, and release them to the public in the forms of alternate Attack on Titan endings. Despite the name and thumbnail of this video, the purpose isn't to explicitly hate on these fan endings, so please don't go and send out your hate to the authors and the fan endings themselves, because people do put a lot of work and time into these, despite all the things I'm going to say about them. This is just to have fun. So the first one we're going to look at here is called Project Ouroboros. Project Ouroboros is a one-man passion project to create a new ending for Attack on Titan using a hybrid of existing manga panels and newly drawn panels. Interesting. This project replaces the final volume 135 through 139 of a chapter count of 135 to 142. That's interesting to me, because it was originally theorized that Attack on Titan was going to have more than 139 endings, but Isayama wanted to explicitly end it on 139 for unknown reasons, but there are lots of theories. While also coming chapter 126. Oh, that's interesting. Story adds more consequences, lore, new developments to the final battle with a completely divergent story post-battle. This project is founded on love, respect, and appreciation for both Attack on Titan and Isayama himself. Disrespectful behavior towards him, various sections of Attack on Titan fandom, or anyone at all is not condoned by the creator of this project. A big thank you to all who read this fan story. Alright, well, let's get right into it. The thing about, I don't have the actual manga open next to me, so I don't know if if some of these bubbles are being explicitly replaced or not, but I'll read the whole thing, so we'll see. Oh.
Look at this dude.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh jeez. Alright. Obviously their art isn't going to be as good as Isayama himself, obviously. So, put that aside. Looking at the actual, it's like almost instantly that you kind of, I notice when he jumps from Isayama's dialogue to like some random person's. That kid is important, somewhat important to the Warriors. Like I said before, it's counterproductive to spark more conflict between us at this point. Even though everyone knows Irvin was the better choice back then, you were irrationally chosen to be brought back to life instead. It feels like the dialogue, it's like you can just tell when it's not written by the actual author. Because like obviously the author, like Isayama, he spent 10 years writing these characters. He knows them better than anybody. So it's like the second it gets into someone else's hands, it's like you can tell when it's someone else. See, I don't like this. I don't like that they paint Armin as this like total bitch. I know Irvin was the better choice. If I had been able to influence the decision back then, I would have pushed for Irvin's revival. Like, this doesn't... Okay, so we're not even at the fan ending yet, and there's already major problems with this. Because the point of this rewrite is that they're trying to portray Armin as just, like, the useless coward that he thinks he is. And that the whole point of like, his character arc is that, obviously, in Season 1, thinks he's this useless coward, he can't do anything. And then by the end, he's doing shit. He's standing up. He's performing as a commander, as a leader. In the manga, in the show, Armin tries to feed himself to the Titan. He can't say anything because he knows he can't persuade Connie with words because he's never been that type of person to be able to do that. Or he has been, but he doesn't believe he is. So in the show, he just tries to feed himself. He just tries to jump in because he knows that Connie is going to save him, right? He knows that Connie is going to jump out of his way and he's going to save Armin. And then because Connie loves Armin, they're best friends. So when Connie saves Armin, he realizes his mistake immediately by trying to feed Falco to his mom. He knows it immediately because if he did that, his mom would have the burden of being the Jaw Titan and then she would only live for a certain amount of years, and it's the whole thing. And it works beautifully because like Armin says, I can't convince you of my words, I'm just going to show you with my actions. Where in here, Armin doesn't do that. Instead, he just cries for the chapter. And then Connie just gives up and says, I'm sorry, I didn't consider how you feel. You're not useless, I went too far. Like, that's not something Connie would do. Like, they come to the same conclusion, basically. Because they use the same panels. They come to the same conclusion that Isayama does. Just in in a worse way, because they're not giving Armin his own character. They're not giving Armin any new developments. They're just keeping him the same one-dimensional scared character that he's been through the whole series. Like in season 1, Armin couldn't even move when Titan was coming to him, and now here he is. He can't express his words to Connie, and he's not sure if he even has time to, because Connie has Falco by the neck of a sword. So he just jumps in knowing that Connie's going to save him. And even if he didn't, even if Armin did actually die and Connie didn't save him, then his mom would have turned into the Colossus Titan, and then Connie would have instantly realized his mistake then. So either way, Armin jumping into the Titan makes the most sense from his point of view. All right, we're on chapter 135 now. We're finally on the back of Eren. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? Why does he have swords? Why does he have swords? He really hardened. How is this gonna? How will this help him in any fight? How would him giving himself, why would he give himself these square ass ODM gear swords too if he's gonna give himself any sort of weapon? And they add in reaction images too. But one look into that bastard's eyes and I can tell he's in there. Though I'm not actually sure he's in the nape, just like the Warhammer. So is he in there or not? He's even used the power of the Warhammer to copy her plates. Yeah, no shit, dude. Look. Every time we've gone up against him, why is his foot so big? You've beaten my ass. But this is the time that matters most. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with Project Ouroboros. So this next one we're looking at is AOT No Requiem, which is the most famous AOT fan ending by far. This one has a lot of traction, it has a lot of fans. The art's great. Like, I'm not even gonna stress it. The art's great. It's kind of, sometimes I can't even tell like what isn't Isayama and what isn't. But like, look at this panel. This panel's gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's gorgeous. Especially this. I'm pretty sure this one, like, the last one I shit on a lot, that shit on the art a lot, but that was one guy drawing it, and obviously he's not Isayama, who's been drawing AOT consistently for 10 years. I'm guessing this is probably a team of people, because this art's great. But it's the story that we're going to be looking at, because I've actually read through this art before, and I have a lot of gripes with this one. But I do give props to this website and like this whole team, because they really do put a lot of work into it. I mean, look, it's got a music slider at the bottom, give you some nice music while you're reading, and I'm pretty sure it like cuts off, so like different scenes have different tracks and everything. Like, I do give props to this team. This is like very well done. It's very impressive. This fan ending basically follows the ANR theory, well, AOT No Requiem ANR, where basically at AOT is in 3 timelines, if you're not familiar with this theory, and then the dream sequence that Eren had was one timeline, the manga is a different timeline, and then the anime is going to be a new timeline where it's going to end with Eren killing everybody. It's going to end up Eren killing Mikasa and everything. So that's how this fan ending is going to end. At least I believe that's how that's what I've read about it. Is that's the theory this one is following. But this fan ending has a lot of problems, because it changes the characters a lot. It doesn't keep Armin as like the defeated goon like we saw in the other one and in the early seasons. Like, he is more of the leader, the commander, more similar to the actual manga. But people complaining that Isayama was trying to MCUize and Americanize Attack on Titan by the end. This story MCUizes Attack on Titan. Wow, this panel is great. Eren is portrayed as being like he's so edgy through this. Like, look at this. So the freedom panel is like juxtaposed of a young Eren and then an older Eren, where the young Eren is like the one we saw in the manga, where he's young, he's ignorant, like he doesn't know what's going on. But the difference is here we have a new grown Eren, the edgy Eren, that's gonna lead us through this fan ending and give us the true ending of Attack on Titan. So is she finally free, Ymir? Are we all free now? Not yet. No, I will never accept this. What part of any of this is freedom? We've been at each other's throats for 2,000 years. No amount of talking is going to make that all go away. My stance on this will not change. See, so here's what they changed. They make Eren super edgy. He's like, where in the manga, Eren is obviously, he's like, his mind is broken. Like, he's seen different futures. He's seen what he's going to do. Like, he's gone crazy. He's gone insane. He's being held captive by this younger version of himself that wants this version of freedom that doesn't actually exist. It's like this whole thing, which is why Eren is such a great character. throughout the whole series because he's so complex, especially by the end. Some fans obviously they weren't happy with this. They wanted the edgy Eren that we saw in the beginnings of season 4. That the Eren that ate the Warhammer Titan and destroyed Mark. They wanted that throughout the end of the story, which is obviously that wasn't who Eren is, as we come to learn. Like, that was all just kind of an act because Eren had a whole goal that we don't really find out until 139. Nothing that has us living under anyone else's control will ever be right. LD's future won't be built on speeches and dialogue. But on blood, I will end this war. See, what is this? Hey, this is, why is he so edgy? He speaks like an MCU villain. Of how he's, looking down on Army 2. The art is gorgeous, though. I mean, this looks great. Just the dialogue is awful. You call crushing billions of lives war? There is no other way. So, the difference is that, in the manga, Eren, he can't come to terms with what he's doing, which is why in the manga during the freedom panel, he's looking on, and then the end of the chapter has him with his eyes closed as the rumblings happening because he physically he physically and mentally cannot see what he is doing. He can't accept that what he's doing is right, and he knows it's not what he's doing is right. But there's this version of him that says you have to do this. This is the only way, which is why he does it. But in this is Eren. This is our Eren. He is doing this. He is a straight up villain. He's not doing this for any, there's no alternate motives. There's no complex character. He is just killing people, which I have a problem with that because this is not my Eren. This is not my Eren at all. If we don't fight, we will die. That's our reality, and no amount of talking will ever change that. See, he speaks just like he does in the beginning of season 4, but we're not in the beginning of season 4. This is actual Eren, and he's speaking like this, which is concerning because this isn't Eren. I'm going to stop you, Eren, even if I have to kill you. Okay, this panel is hilarious. This is like a fucking Marvel poster. Look at this. They have the kids right next to each other. Aaron's kid had a huge part in the chapter and everything, but Armin's kid wasn't even here. Why is Armin's child version randomly here? Who invited him? And then they got the 2 floating heads on the side. This looks like a Marvel poster. And these are the same people complaining that the Connie scene was too much like an MCU line. So I'm going to choose it off there. Those are some Attack on Titan fan endings. Of course, if you want to go see more, you can go read them for yourself. I do suggest it. I mean, they do put a lot of work into them. So like I said, don't go send any hate to them because they don't deserve it. They do put a lot of work into these, especially this one I'm looking at right now. So yeah, go read them yourself if you're interested. There's many more out there. I can easily do a part 2 to this. But if you did enjoy, thank you.